Hello, and we are live. Welcome everybody back to the channel. It is Chosen Wisdom Football, where thinking outside the box is a must. Critical thinking is essential for this channel. It's a thinking man's channel, people. So big up yourself. I hope you're having a good day. I hope everybody is blessed and feeling good today. There is a lot to get into. There's not a lot of hardcore news, and as usual, Manchester United are acting very slow in the window, but there is still some news for us to sink our teeth into and for us to talk about, people. As usual, before we get into anything, smash that like button. It's a new channel, so any bit of interaction from you guys, whether it's a like, a share, or anything like that, it will be very, very much appreciated. I'm telling you guys, I always do my thank yous and my please. I always appreciate people. First and foremost, well, start off by saying big up Fire Boy already in the chat. Welcome, my bro. Welcome. Hopefully it'll be a good show today, people. So yeah, what's on the show today? What we're going to talk about, we're going to go through a list of all the little news stories that have happened today. We're going to start off, of course, with Mbeumo. All the updates that have happened today with regards to Mbeumo, and the fact that Tottenham potentially pursuing Wisa from Brentford might totally change the Mbeumo deal. There's a lot to get into. We're going to talk about Kudus going to Tottenham. I said on this channel for a few weeks that I believe Kudus to Tottenham will be done, and it looks like it has been done. It's a good deal for Tottenham, good fee. We're going to talk about that as well. Sancho deal getting closer. There's reports now that all we need to do is cross the I's, or should I cross the T's and dot the I's, and it's all we need to do, and a Sancho deal will get over the line. There's also news that Rashford, yes, people, Rashford is back in training. We heard that the likes of Rashford, Sancho, Anthony, and some of the other players that we are looking to offload have been given permission to take a few weeks before they come back to training, so they can finalize their moves. But Rashford is back. We're going to talk about that. And also, the Rashford transfer fee to Barcelona has more or less been set by Manchester United today. And importantly, in terms of transfer news, there isn't a lot, people. There isn't a lot of transfer news. But, however, there are news, according to some journalists, that we have open talks with Edison from Atalanta. And if you believe that, then good. If you don't, then I understand why. Edison is a player that I like, that I want, and if Manchester United were to get him, I think that would be a very, very good thing. So, yeah, guys, let's get into it. There's a few bits to get into. This show requires interaction as well, guys. Without the interaction from you guys, this show it's not gonna be it's not good, bruv. So yeah, you guys got to tell me what's what. You guys got to let me know what you're feeling, what you're thinking, whether you believe the stories or not. You guys got feedback. Give me some feedback, Yeah, British Bulldog in the house. Yo, big up yourself, my bro. Yeah, let's get into it, man. So yeah, we all know this Mbeumo saga is going to continue, and I don't think United are looking to finalize this deal anytime soon. It's almost as if they are still waiting for money to come in order for them to finalize the deal. When we offered the amount that we offered, I think we had the money, and now they want more. They're asking for a certain money that we can't give them outright. So we're trying to restructure the deal in a way that suits us, so we have enough money, more money to do other things. And I think Brentford are getting frustrated. We're also getting frustrated. Brentford are seeing other players go for £55 million. We're also seeing other players go for that, and we're saying, why can't Mbeumo go for that? And then Brentford are saying, well, Mbeumo's much better than all of them, so he's not going to go for that. And we're like, well, he should be going for about 55, just like they are all going for 55. So there seems to be a little difference in the valuation of the player. But all in all, I keep saying, I believe that As long as Man United do not back out of this deal, it's not going to get hijacked by anybody because Mbeumo wants Manchester United. So the deal is in Manchester United's hands. As frustrating as it is, as annoying as this thing is for everybody, including Man United and including Brentford and Mbeumo, I think this will come to a natural conclusion. So this is what's interesting me, people. If you believe them, then I got expensive timeshares for sale. Hit me up. There you go. Believe what you want to believe, people. But just don't believe something that's on clouds, because clouds are not thick. You can't sit on a cloud. You'll just fall through. Anyway, as you guys can see, this is what's kind of interested me. And I want you guys to let me know what you're thinking about this. This is an official story. It's been reported not just by Sky. It's been reported by reputable sources now. Any deal for Yohan Wissa to leave Brentford, because he's been linked to Tottenham now, would make Bryan Mbeumo's proposed move to Manchester United increasingly difficult. What is that saying to you guys? What are you thinking when somebody has fed that to Sky Sports, to journalists? I'm assuming Brentford has fed this to the journalist. So what are Brentford trying to do here? It seems to me Brentford, once again, they're either telling the truth, they're either saying we do not want to lose Bryan Mbeumo and Wissa in the same transfer window. And if we are to do that in the same window, then we're going to ask for probably for a bit more. We're going to need to be more compensated. So if Tottenham finalize their deal for Wissa before you do your deal for Mbeumo, Manchester United, then that fee is going to be £70 million. That's one way of interpreting this tweet or this message from Brentford, because it's clearly coming from Brentford. Another way of just interpreting this is simply Brentford are asking Manchester United to hurry up. They're literally saying, hurry up. We've told you how much we want for him. We told you how much he's worth. Just give us the money so we can just move on and do, because Brentford want to do other deals. Brentford want to do things. They want to make signings, and they're waiting for us. And it's almost as if we're also waiting for Brentford to be like, it's a game of chicken. We're waiting for Brentford hopefully to be like, okay, give us 60 million. And Brentford are sitting there thinking, we're not going to lower our fee. We're going to sit here and we're going to get what we want. So it's a very interesting situation. You have Brentford leaking to the media little things like this to get the deal done quickly, to get Man United fans nervous, to get Manchester United scared. But then you got to think, how much of this is them leaking things to push things along, and how much of this is actually true? Will they let Wissa and Mbeumo go in the same window? That's a big rebuild that they'll have to do, Brentford. Selling those two players, who knows, they could be fighting relegation next season. British Bulldog in the chat says, we waited all window for Anthony and then paid 3 times his price when Ajax had sold all their players. British Bulldog made a good point. That's what you run into. That's the risk. That's the risk. The risk is, in this game of chicken, when you're both standing at opposite ends in a Western movie, are both about to draw, who's going to draw first? In this game that we're playing, it depends who's more desperate, right? If he's the only one, and he always has been the only one, this team could turn around and say, cool, give us £80 million now, because we need to be heavily compensated because we've lost 2 of our stars. And if you came earlier in the window, just like with Anthony, just like British Bulldog said in the chat, we would have sold him for 61 million plus 5 million add-ons, and that would have been it. So it is. I keep saying this about this Bryan Mbeumo deal. I'm confident that it will happen, but if this does not happen, I reckon by next week Friday, I'm giving myself a deadline. Yeah. If this doesn't happen by next week Friday, and we're still hearing Fabrizio Romano and all these guys rehash the same tweets, then I'll start to get a bit nervous. then I will start to get a bit nervous. And I'll be real with you guys. I'll be totally honest. But I'm still all right. I'm still good. I'm still good. Big up yourself, Olivier. Maybe Mbeumo will not sign as they're working on Gyökeres. Well, if you believe reports, Gyökeres is going to Arsenal. But guys, I've given up on this Gyökeres thing. I'm about 70% sure he will sign that, Arsenal deal, which is a high number. But in my head, I don't know why, I'm still waiting on that signature. I'm still waiting on all the paperwork to sign. I'm still waiting for the here we go. Once I hear the here we go for Gyökeres, then I'm like, cool, it's done. It's done. Big up yourself, TK. Why in this game of chicken do we always end up with the turkey? bro, that's not a bad thing. Turkeys are bigger than chicken. In this game of chicken, we always end up with flipping, no. What's worse than duck? In this game of turkey, we end up with duck. That's what we end up with, bruv. Duck. More like duck, goose. But once Man United finalised a deal for Bryan Mbeumo, and this is from Marco Alcaraz, he's all right. And he's saying that once we finalise the deal for Bryan Mbeumo, they will shift their full attention on bringing in a striker. I mean, this tweet, I don't know why I'm saying this to you guys, but we kind of figured this out. We kind of know this. Ollie Watkins, Vlahovic. I don't actually want Vlahovic, people. I'll make that clear now. Mateta, I'll take Mateta for a decent price. I'll take Mateta. Mateta will probably be my first choice, then Watkins. But anyway, they're all being internally discussed after missing out on Liam Delap and Gyökeres, who were a top priority. So, most of you guys are aware of this. I don't understand why. Now, we've got a little bit of money from Elanga sale now, right? And we've got that 5 million from playing that friendly in Asia. Man United just pay Brentford the money and move on. They're not going to budge. I don't really get it. I do, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? I understand where Man United are coming from, but if Man United were serious, they'll pay the money and move on to another target. If they're so confident they're going to get money in for Sancho, for Rashford and all these players, pay the money, move on, get your target and move on to the next target. Simple as that. I don't understand. I don't get it. The transfer window started off with a bang, and finishing 15th, yeah, you'd think that this club will kick into gear. You think that something like that will trigger the whole club to just do something they've never done before and just go into some sort of credit somewhere or pull a lever somewhere and then or sell Bruno to get 100 million. Do something drastic to just, but nothing's happened. It's almost as if they've forgotten that we finished 15th. And I keep saying this all the time, people. We can make good signings, right? But we can't catch other teams if they're also making good signings. We need to make better signings than other teams in order to pass them. Right now, we're having Tottenham now, who's, as I said, about to sign Kudus. Arsenal doing their thing. Newcastle signing Elanga and starting to do things. We are 15th because of our recruitment. We are 15th because we spent £180 million on Mason Mount, Ugarte and Casemiro, and neither three of them have the longevity. We spend money, but we don't recruit wisely. We don't spend money wisely. We spent 170 million on flipping Anthony and Højlund. Two players that after 2 seasons we're trying to get rid of and we can't. Our recruitment has been absolutely disgusting. Disgusting, guys. Disgusting. Anyway. TK says it's more likely Gyökeres or Mbeumo deal fall. Listen, I hope the Mbeumo deal doesn't fall through. I can't see us so far advanced, so close here to the figure that they want, and for us to still not get him. Let me tell you something. I know Man United have been embarrassed many times, and we keep saying this will be the most embarrassing thing. This will be the most embarrassing thing, and then they do something even more embarrassing, and we're like, oh my gosh, this team, bruv. But if we don't get Mbeumo after all of this, yeah, and we walk away and then Tottenham come in and Tottenham bid 70 million and they get him, or Newcastle come in and listen to me. I know I talk about emotions and controlling your emotions as a man. But if that happens, I might have to break something. I might have to go online right now and order the TV that I know I'm gonna break. I might as well do that because that is not serious if that happens. Wendell, big up yourself, Wendell, man. Nice for joining. Hi guys, how did this come to this? This club is rotten to its foundations. The sooner we accept that we will get nowhere with these useless owners, the better. Wendell, man. Glazers would have spent big this summer. This is all Ineos. British Bulldog. That is. Do you know what? As wild as that statement is, yeah. He's kind of giving Glazers more credit than Ineos. As wild as that statement is, we've seen Glazers do the madness after a mad season and find some money somewhere and splash cash. We've seen them Glazers do this. We have. So, oh man, this is not cool. Anyway, that is that. I'm still fine with this Mbeumo situation in the sense that I feel like we're going to get him. The time it's taken is annoying, but it's one of those ones, if we get it over the line, this is not like the Gyökeres deal where there's no confirmation that Gyökeres wanted to come and all these things. But the longer this deal takes, the more nervous I will become, people. I'm not going to lie to you. The more nervous I will become. Yeah, I can't fully hate. I do listen. I don't like the Glazers. I don't like the way they bought the club. I don't like the way they run the club. There's many things I can talk about the Glazers and I don't like. Listen. We can go on forever. But we were given money to spend. It's not like we didn't spend money. We have spent money. We have to like compartmentalize things and say these guys are rubbish at X, Y, Z, but they're good at A, B, C. Sometimes you've got to just compartmentalize things and not say they're just rubbish. Listen, 99% of the Glazers, yeah, are dog doo-doo, bullock doo-doo. Listen, I don't like them. But we have spent money, people. We have spent money. And you could argue, well, we would have spent money without the Glazers. It's our money to spend. We generate that money. And in fact, if the Glazers weren't here, we would have even more money to spend. But we have spent money, people. So it is what it is, man. Anyway. So that's that. You know, I don't like Vlahovic. I'm not really interested in him. Maybe a couple of years ago I would be, but not today. Can someone please tell Ineos this is not Nice, bruv? Can someone please tell Ineos to fuck off, Wendell? How about that? Flipping heck. Anyway, maybe this is good news, people. I found this back of my sofa. I don't know how repeatable this is, but it's coming from Goal. And Goal are big. So, I don't know if this is Atalanta trying to get him sold, trying to get some money. I'm nervous about going back to this club to get any player. But if this is true, then yes, I'm all in. Bring him to the club. I've said of all the players that we be linked to, I'd take Edison. I'd take Edison because I've seen him in the Champions League. I've seen him against Man City. I've watched enough of him in Italy, and I know, guys, we've signed, Højlund from Italy. We know that the speed of the Italian league, and I keep saying it, is not the same. But from what I see of this guy, I'll take him. 60 million euros. I don't know about that price, because that's what, 54 million pounds or something. That's a decent amount of money for Edison. Maybe some of you would disagree on the price, but I don't mind Edison. What are you guys saying about Edison? TK says Atlanta trying to fleece United again, bro. Hard no. Oh, TK doesn't want. TK, is it the price or is it the player? Is it the profile of the player that you don't like? Or what are you guys saying? Because I feel like we need this profile. Wendell Pearson said, imagine being linked to Vardy, Wilson, oh man, bidding with Vlahovic and Mitrovic, Watkins. This, oh my. Wendell, Wendell comes with the realism, you know. Wendell comes with the reality. And it's like, oh man, can you imagine how far we have fallen as a club, bro? That's crazy. That is crazy. What's Turkish saying in the chat? You pay a consulting firm to develop and implement something internally when you don't know how to do it. Consulting firms have to bid for the job and be paid, etc. And board would only give, yeah, only give you if it's proven that you have to procure services externally. Spending money has to be signed off at multiple levels. Yeah, yeah. I yeah, that Turkish. I understand what you're saying. We'll get into that topic very, very quickly because I don't understand how. And you guys got to help me out here because I feel like I'm a smart guy. But how do you? And we're gonna get onto this. How do you recruit for another head of recruitment and restructure your recruitment team in the middle of the recruitment saga, in the middle of the transfer window? Like I don't even know where to start with any analogy or metaphor that I can use to describe what that is. That is like, yeah, you being the best school, the best private school in the country with 10 teachers and 10 classes, and you trying to sell to the world that you're still the best, while at the same time saying, by the way, we're recruiting for 5 teachers. We're still recruiting for, bro, you don't even have the teachers. Yeah. And you're in the middle of the school term and you're telling all the kids and all the parents that everything's fine, but you don't even have the teachers to teach the kids, but you're still charging £10,000 each term to teach these kids while putting it out there that you're recruiting for 5 teachers. Are you all right? Anyway, I I don't know people, but anyway, I like Edison. TK in the chat is saying the price it's huge, it's huge. I hear TK, I hear you, and Atlanta. Tell you what is because they did that thing with us with Hoyland. I feel like we need to punch them in their mouths. That's why I feel like we need to punch them in their mouths. So I hear you. 45 million euros, 40 million pounds, I reckon is probably what he's worth. You can't really get a really good midfielder these days for anything less than like 40 M's. So if we bid, I think 40 million pounds is a decent price for Edison, which is about 46 million euros. Anyway, yeah, Edison or Mateta. Fire says Edison or Mateta. British Bulldog says, bro, I was thinking of applying for Real. Call myself British Bulldog, might get the job. Bro, the thing is, yeah, the consultancy, let's go into it now, actually. Let's talk about it since everyone's talking about it. All right, let's start there. Can you guys see this, by the way? This is the main tweet from David Ornstein, yeah? And it says, Man United to appoint head of senior recruitment. MUFC working with consultants Sportsology on key hire to revamped department plus reports into director of recruitment Christopher Vivel. New regional heads of emerging talent also being hired. Bro. Just so you know. And okay, we did a little work. So we Googled this company, people. And look how many stars this company. I know it's only got 5 5 people who's reviewed it. But why are you going to an American company? This company's got 1 stars on Google from the 5 people, yeah, who've reviewed it. Right? That's not a good thing. Yeah. A fake front designed to make backwards decisions and charge you for nothing. Go ahead and fire a coach. Hire these guys, and in 6 months' time, they will charge you millions just to tell you to rehire the coach. An embarrassment, god awful, useless, set my organization back 300 years. Thanks for setting back US soccer and wasting everyone's time. All right. So, where do we start with this one, guys? Where do we start with this? Where I don't even know what to say with this one, because it's not just one person they're trying to hire for. It looks like they're hiring for a head of recruitment, head of senior recruitment, and also regional heads of emerging talent. So they're hiring a bunch of guys right now, during the most important transfer window in Manchester United's history. These guys are hiring the people that are supposed to be doing the hiring and supposed to be doing the finding and the recruitment of the players. How? The fact that we don't even have regional heads already. Every global company will have a regional head. So either when Jim came in and fired all those people and saved those money, he was just, you fired. You know that Franklin in Snowfall? body, you, her, him. I think, yeah, Jim Radcliffe came in like Franklin in Snowfall, pointing bare fingers, and then a month later he was like, shit, did I fire the regional head of recruitment to save £100,000 a year when Bruno gets 350 grand a week? Oh no. Oh no. Like, these guys are crazy. I remember when Gary Neville, yeah, said to Jim Radcliffe during the interview, why don't you do a dinner and like charge people for the dinner and then raise money that way? And I think Jim Radcliffe was like, huh? No one suggested that. And I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean nobody? What does that mean? Like, when people try to tell me that billionaires are smart, yeah, just because they have money, it means they are smart. I have to tell them, I have to slap them. I said, listen, I'm a financial advisor. That's what I do for a living. Do you know how many rich people I have to sit down who know nothing about nothing but have loads of money? Bro, billionaires hire smart people. That's what they do. They're not smart, bro. It's crazy. Like, I don't understand how in the middle of this window you can... Tell what it is, right? It's the fact they put it out there. This could be just an internal thing that Man United are doing. It's the fact that it was leaked, yeah, that while in the middle of this transfer window... What's on this? Yeah, we put an interview on the screen right now. You guys can see the interview with... and he said to... When he was trying to tell Man, listen, why don't you do this? And he was like, what? Nobody suggested this. But it's a fact that we're doing this in the middle of the transfer window. It's a fact that these guys, yeah, have been here for at least a year now, Ineos. And they're supposed to be making all these changes and doing all these things and all these restructuring behind closed doors. And this should have been done before the transfer window even started. Why am I hearing all this restructuring? Why am I hearing a couple of weeks ago that Wilcox has been promoted? Like, what now? Why didn't we do this before the transfer window started? It's like, you don't start revising, yeah, after you start your exam, bro. That don't make no sense. When you're in the exam room, you can't be like, oh shit, let me take up my phone and start revising. That's almost what we're doing. You can't revise after your exam either, because that's just dumb. The exam's finished. You're going to fail. Like, what are we doing, people? What are we doing? Let me see what the chat's saying. Sorry, I'm gone off on a tandem a little bit, but it's just, I don't understand people. I don't really understand. Wes Wendell saying, this is what sickens me. They had more than 6 months to sort out recruitment and scouting since Amorim's appointment. What have they been doing since? A bunch of brainless... Wendell, I think Wendell's energy in this chat here has set me off. So I'm blaming Wendell for setting me off with his energy, because he's just showed me some things and said some things that just pissed me off, and now I'm on one. Get me the email I made up. Ah, British Bulldog. You guy, yo, mad guy. You could make it, bro. Bro, bro. It's crazy. Like the amount of books here, the amount of self-assessment tax returns I got to complete on behalf of my clients, yeah, because they don't know stuff, and they've been doing their job for like 10 years, bro. This is how it feels. Fireboy says, like I said, no discipline from top to bottom. It's not hard. It's to buy some players. It's not 1980. We all know 10. Bro, Mark Gemini, most billionaires either inherit money or had an idea and employ people to make their idea work. Mark, Mark, sometimes they don't even have the idea. Sometimes they stole the idea. Listen, to be rich, yeah, you don't need a unique idea. To be rich, you just need to copy what someone else is doing, undercut them, have more money than them, and that's it. Like, there's loads of companies that sell crisps, loads of companies that sell cars. You don't need to do anything new. You just need to corner the market, drive your competition out, lower the prices so guys can't compete with you. Like, these guys make you believe, like, one thing that's a lie about this world that we live in, yeah? You work really hard and you become rich. It's everything's a meritocracy, right? You do this, you do that, and you get rewarded. No, it's never been that, bro. It's never been that. So like my guy said, most billionaires inherit their money, hire smart people to run their businesses, and then 20 years later, when they're worth 100 billion, we get told how smart they were and how business decisions, this and bit. Bro, once you have money, take it from me, I'm a financial advisor. Once you have money, it's very hard to not have money, bro, because your money just makes money. Money makes more money. You take your money, you put your money somewhere, 5 years' time, it triples. You don't need to work. You don't need to get an income. Once you have money, your money then makes more money. And wealth is taxed less than income. We all know that wealth is taxed much less than income. We all know this. So, bro, this thing just annoys me. What's happening here? All right, guys. New breaking news. Apparently, I like doing breaking news when we're on the show because it means that I haven't had any time to think about this at all. This is just fresh. This is just something that I found on Twitter that Ben Jacobs has tweeted literally a couple hours ago. So there we go. As you guys can see, it says Man United to abandon pre-season gift giving, starting with Leeds United in Stockholm. What is this? Viewed as old-fashioned, especially against family or familiar foes. Rival clubs believe it's a cost-cutting measure and surprised to learn of the news. It's costing to do this, and you always do it. So we're changing the rules. You know when someone's poor, yeah, and they're like, do you know what, yeah? What can we do? Let's cut this cost and let's criticize it. This is next level of broke, yeah. This is the kind of level of broke, yeah, when you're trying to when you're going out with your female, yeah, and you can't even pay her tube fare. Like, I know she probably should pay her own tube fare, but when you can't even pay the £1.50 to get underneath the tube, yeah, this is this kind of level broke, yeah, when you can't even afford the little £5 roses to give her. Like, when you're taking away basic things like this, yeah, this ain't even cost cutting, bro. What, I don't even know what this is. This is just, and the idea in that picture, yeah, you got the £100 million man in that picture that could have saved so much money. It's the fact that these guys here probably got rid of, I don't know, a couple hundred staff, yeah. And I know some of the couple hundred staff they got rid of were the recruitment people. It has to be. That's the only logical explanation I have for this whole recruitment saga right now, and us now looking for a head of recruitment, is if this man came in like Franklin from Snowfall, pointed at everybody and said, get the fuck out of here, and accidentally pointed at some important people. Not the tea lady, not the guy who ties shoelaces. I mean, how can you actually fire 200 people in an organization? Like, what the hell, yeah, were they doing that was so insignificant that you can get rid of them and not replace them in a big organization like Man United? I don't know, people. TK says I need to breathe. Ah. All right. Let me chill. Let me chill out. Let me chill out. I'm just finding this crap all over the gaff. What's this now? All right, all right, guys. This is new news as well, people. I'm just gonna read this out. I'm not gonna really comment on this. I'm gonna read this out. Then we're gonna go back to what I really had planned, because this is all off the cuff now, people. I'm not. This is yeah. I'm not prepared for these things. 14-year-old Man United wonder kid Duka Nkoto, and I haven't heard of this guy, so I can't lie to you people and say I have. Ate together with the first team yesterday to fill in numbers. Highly rated internally. Just came back from Germany pre-season camp with the under-18s, under-21s. Expected to make under-18s debut next season. This is a slow news day if this is what's being reported. A kid ate with the senior team because right now the senior teams that don't have a lot of players, and if they're going to play 11 aside in training, where are they going to get the 11 players from to play 11 aside in training? I mean, I don't mind. I'll do it. I played semi-pro until the age of 21, so I've still got some. But this is not. Let's just get rid of this. This ain't news, people. This ain't news really. But it's weird though. It's kind of sad. I don't know what you guys saying about that. I don't really care about that. Let's move on to Rashford. Yeah, British Bulldog says, well, that saves our season then. That's it. And then, after 2 years, we're going to be like, this 14-year-old is not good enough. Get rid of him. Wendell, man, try not to be negative, but we are supposed to be the busy club after ending up 15th, Wendell says. Yeah, Wendell, I agree with you. No need to recruit for our recruitment. Appoint Ralph Ragnick as sporting director and operations. Everyone on the board and ownership step aside. And bro, I wish, yeah, rather than being a religious cult, yeah, Man United were a natural football team. Because if Man United weren't a religious cult with, oh my days, you can't say anything negative about Man United. Get Ralph gone. Get all these players who tell the truth. All of these people tell the truth. Get them gone. They're not You're not a Man United fan if you speak negatively, if you actually assess things and tell the truth. You always got to be toxic positive. Even when we're 15th, keep all the players, keep Amorim. We're okay. Listen, these guys, we need to destroy them, Jake. We don't need to destroy them. We don't. It's not that deep. But they don't like. If Man United was not a cult, yeah, and didn't do all this emotional stuff and Garnacho FC and all these sort of things, and having all the fans in their feelings and all these things, then we would be able to accept negative criticism, objective criticism, and then change without lashing out like emotional flipping fucking idiots. But the minute someone tells us to look in the mirror at ourselves as a football club, like, we can criticize, the club because we're the fans and we can say it, but someone from the outside saying it, or someone like Ralph coming in and saying it, we told them to go away. It is what it is, boy. Anyway, Marcus Rashford, people. Marcus Rashford. Listen, my guy is like, I'm coming back to training. This is Marcus Rashford. I'm coming. No, Wendell's doing his thing today in the chat. I'm not gonna lie. Marcus Rashford's back, people. Before anyone says anything, he's only come back to training, and him, Sancho, and those group of players, as we know, were told that they have additional weeks to finalize their deals and they don't have to come back to training. Right? That's what they were told. What did Marcus Rashford do? Fuck that. He said, fuck that and fuck you. I'm coming back today. The first day you're going to see me and I'm going to be training, smiles on my face. No, I respect it. I don't like it. I think Rashford needs to leave. But you know me, I can compartmentalize things. I respect it. Sometimes the club, will put out things about you and there's nothing you can do. The club will try to destroy your reputation if they have to. They'll do whatever they need to do to get you gone. And Rashford's got quickly. He's gone from the hero the Manchester United lad, homegrown, all these things, to now being almost, I wouldn't say hated number one, but the way the fans are like, get out of here and get gone. I'm like, do you know what it is? For me, I never thought Rashford was a baller. Rashford, yeah, has been put in conversations he should never have been. Rashford, in a competent title-winning Manchester United team, he is and always should have been a squad player. That's what Rashford should have been, a squad player. We've gassed this guy, comparing him to Mbappe, saying that he's one of the best strikers in the world, all of these things, to the point where he's getting over 300 grand a week. He believes his hype. I had Musa, actually. Musa. He's a good YouTuber, Musa. He usually has shows on Saeed TV. I heard him say that Rashford is on, like, he is on Ashley Young type level. And don't disrespect Ashley Young. Ashley Young was a baller. He was a really, really good footballer. I see Rashford slightly better than Aaron Lennon. Sort of Ashley Young level. He should have always been a player that comes in and out, gives us something. Never the centre of the team. Never the heart of the team. When he started at age 18, I always say this about Rashford, yeah? When Rashford came in at age 18, nobody was talking about Rashford in the youth team. Nobody. Not the way that we were talking about Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood was him. Everyone, at the age of 15, everyone had compilations of Mason Greenwood. And we all said, this guy is disgusting, Mason Greenwood. Marcus Rashford, yeah, was a benefit of circumstances. We had no Martial. We had players injured. And he came and he grabbed his opportunity because he's really, really quick. Really, really quick. And I've always said to people that technically I don't rate him as highly. And once this guy loses his pace and has to rely on his technical abilities and his IQ, you're not going to see the same player. When he started having all these back injuries and all these things, he's not as quick, he's not as explosive, and he's just not the same player. We tried to build a team around this guy, and this guy has always been, for me, a sort of Ashley Young tier. There's the elite world-class tier, then there's maybe the tier that you could put someone like Mo Salah underneath, just that tier. Then you've got really good footballers. Then you've got people like him. He's like the C tier footballer. But we, Man United fans, we gas up our players and we put him in that A tier where he's not and he's never been, in my opinion. We as fans, we create these larger than life characters, yeah. And when we realize that they're not that good, we throw them to the curb. And that's why I have to come out and not show sympathy, but I'm like, listen, I had the same energy about Rashford since he started. A good footballer, but not good enough to lead the line at Manchester United week in, week out. Never good enough. He's not the best striker. I prefer Rashford on the wing rather than being up front, because he can't hold the ball up. He can't play at the level that I want him to play with his back to goal. He can't play with his back to goal. He's not a back to goal striker. We can all admit that. He is high line, give me space to run into type striker. So he's still under contract, as Mark says in the chat. I agree with Wendell. He also knows what he's doing. Rashford's PR team, his brother and all these guys, I wish they understood how to sell him. Because one thing they don't know what to do or how to do is how to market him and how to sell him to clubs, because it's taken a long time for him to get another deal. It's time for Rashford to go. I strongly believe, and you guys might disagree, we cannot do a rebuild unless we get rid of Rashford and Bruno. Whether you like those two players or not, those two players, yeah, who've been the centre of the team for the last 5 years, they both need to leave for us to complete a rebuild and to complete the overhaul. That's what I say. But he's back. He's training. He's allowed to train. He's still contracted to the club, still getting paid by the club. And at the end of the day, the question I want to ask the chat right now, yeah? The question I really want to ask the chat right now is this. Is there absolutely any way back? And the reason why I ask this is, if Ollie Watkins is taken, and we have, and let's say Mateta is taken, right? Both of these two strikers are going elsewhere. Isn't Rashford still better than Højlund? I'm asking you, seriously, would you bring him back into the training ground, bring him back into the fold so he can play up front instead of Højlund? Or is your mentality, listen, we need a new leaf, we need a new start, we have to get rid of Rashford, we have to. Because you can look at it fully objectively. He's getting paid 300 grand and he's not a 300 grand a week player, right? But he's better than the striker that we currently have. How are you guys weighing it up in your head? Is it just done now, fully? Let's get rid. Are you not even thinking about that? Mark says he's still under contract. The club has to provide training facilities for him. I believe the club played a massive part in demonizing his legacy. That's another thing I want to talk about as well, Mark. Because listen, this is coming from me, and I'm a Rashford hater. I want you guys to understand I'm a Rashford hater, right? I'm a Rashford hater. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend, that he hasn't scored goals, he hasn't done stuff for the club. Let's not go back here and be like, he's been rubbish for the whole 10 years he's been here. He's been this and he's been that. He's not been good. I don't want us to do that. And I feel like right now, we just need to say, thank you for your service, Rashford. You haven't been the most consistent. There's been times you're just walking around on a pitch, not giving your all. We've seen those, games. But especially at the beginning of your career, the first 4 or 5 years, you were just so unpredictable, so quick. So you've given us really good moments. I remember the front three of Rashford, Martial and Greenwood, and that front three, oh my gosh, it cooked. It cooked. So I feel like, why can't we as a fan base, rather than hate this man and hate his guts, why can't we just say, he has some good moments, has some bad moments and some inconsistent moments. We built you up to be the player that you weren't really that player, and we shouldn't have done that. And the reason why we did that, because we didn't have any other player. We put all the pressure on you to carry the club for a few years. The season with Weghorst, you had a really good season with Weghorst. So we've seen what you can do with somebody who supports you. We can see what you can do with a Martial to provide you with assists. We can see what you can do. Leave the club, give us some money. Thank you for your service. That's what I think we should be doing. I don't really agree with all the hate. That's kind of where I'm like, bro, he's going to go. He's been ostracized from the club. But he spent a good 8, 9, 10 years here. Does that mean anything to anybody? He wasn't part of the squad that finished 15th. That's another thing, people. I want everyone to understand. Sancho, Anthony, Rashford, the players that are the most hated right now because they're not leaving or we're finding it difficult to sell them. None of these players were here when we finished 15th. None of them. They were all playing for better clubs. Anthony was playing for Betis. He was playing for Villa, who finished higher than us. Sancho was playing for Chelsea, who finished higher than us. Sometimes, as a fan base, we need to self-reflect. Some self-reflection. But anyway, what are you guys saying before we move on? British Bulldog. Yeah, British Bulldog. I'm not being stressed out more by my pastime than real life. If Rashford, Sancho, etc. returning, I give in and I'm out. Yeah. Bad attitude, big star. That's a problem. It's the culture. Me, I need him gone. I need him gone because I need a cultural reset. I don't need anyone to feel like they deserve things or they're on this sort of money. They don't need to run. I don't need prima donnas. I need someone, even if you're getting paid 400 grand, I want you to run that man down and keep running and keep working your socks off. I feel like the mentality and a cultural reset is needed. Rashford's a grown-ass man. He knew exactly what he's doing. Now he realizing that no one wants him. The door is shut. Go far, far away. Greenwood was different. British Bulldog says Greenwood was different. The money and the fame got to him. I agree. But we've seen this before. The problem with Man United, yeah, because we're such a big club, yeah, and we're so famous, this happened to Beckham. Like, let's not pretend that Beckham wasn't flogged off to Madrid. And Fergie said this. Fergie said, I don't want a spice boy. I want someone who wants to play football. Beckham doesn't want to play football. He's too focused on all the other stuff. And that's one of the main reasons why we got rid of him. So CR7 CR7 is lucky because he can do the media stuff more than any of these players because he's CR7. But he is so PR media driven, it's crazy. Wendell says Rashford is 29 years old. He needs common sense. Rashford didn't have a mentor. Social media raised him. He's great athletically, but mentally he's broken. TK, I agree. I agree with the idea that, and I've always said this about Rashford, I think his lack of his footballing brain, yeah, hasn't fully developed. He still plays football a little bit like he's in the schoolyard, yeah. And this might sound rude, and I'm not trying to be rude to Rashford, but hear me out. I don't think Rashford is a genuinely intelligent human being. It doesn't come across as listen, Rashford. If you see this, I'm not trying to boy you off. He doesn't come across as a very intelligent human being in general. That's why when he makes some of these tweets he makes, I'm like, I don't know if that's coming from Rashford. It sounds like it's coming from Rashford's rep. And because I don't think he's an overly smart person, I don't think, if you're not a smart human being, you probably won't have good footballing IQ because your intelligence, it's linked. Your brain is your brain. Your brain is just your brain. So it was a bit harsh. Beckham was always dedicated. Comparing him to today's players we have, says British Bulldog. Absolutely agree. It's time to part ways with Rashford. He's peaked off United, dropped the asking price. I'm sure will be gone. I'm glad you said that about those players not being part of the 15th place squad. Only Garnacho was part of that, and even then he was pushed out in the end. Yeah, like we got to compartmentalize things, man. Like, we can be annoyed about certain things and angry at certain things, but also be objective when it comes to certain things. Like, there's certain players who weren't involved in us finishing 15th, and they don't have that 15th stench on them. As much as we're trying to push that 15th place stench on them and blame them, and all our anger for us finishing 15th is going to be in all of those players, but they weren't here. They weren't here. So let's just remember that, yeah? That stench shouldn't really be on them. TK says Beckham's endgame was to become a brand. CR7 endgame is to become an all-out time footballing icon. CR7 has always put in 100% to football. Yeah, no. We can't compare. I don't think I can compare the effort and the drive that Beckham and CR7 has with Rashford. That's definitely not something I was comparing, but I was just comparing the fact that they're all so interested in brands. It's crazy. Anyway, to finish off with Marcus Rashford, people, this is quite interesting. It's from Ben Jacobs, and Ben Jacobs has been flapping his lips all summer, bro. Like, his lips has not stopped flapping. So take this how you want to take this, but he seems to be the guy this summer when it comes to transfer news. It is what it is. If Barcelona make a formal approach to Manchester United, my understanding is that United will say, you were ready to pay 58 million for Nico Williams, so it has to be 40 M's and not a loan. So everyone is looking at the price of everyone going. I've said this many times that this will happen. If Man United don't do the Mbeumo deal quickly, Brentford are going to start getting rattled. They're going to start getting frustrated, and they might start demanding more money as more players get signed for foolish fees. And now we're doing the same. We're like, listen, you guys were willing to pay 58 million for Nico Williams. Give us 40 M's for Rashford. I don't know if we can make those demands. Rashford is like, I think, was it Wendell or Mark in the chat said he's 29. His resale value he's not going to have no resale value. This is his last contract. I don't know if we can demand 40 M's for Rashford. I don't know. I don't know, guys. What do you guys even think about this? Like, look at us trying to be all big and, yeah, man, we want 40 M's for Rashford. Man United, every time Man United try to come out and act big and tough and strong, the camera's gone funny, people. But if you can still hear me, I'm going to continue until the camera is fixed. But anyway, I don't know about this. I feel like if Rashford is going anywhere, it will be to Barcelona. But I just don't know how much Barcelona want Rashford. I don't know. I don't think they do desperately want him. But it is what it is. British Bulldog says you take 5 in a second-hand bubble car. I like Ben Jacobs. Mark says sell short as well. That's a question I want to ask you guys in the chat as well. Actually, why isn't Luke Shaw? Because this is where a lot of people are getting angry and getting frustrated and standing up for Rashford, right? You actually have players who were involved in us finishing 15th. Rashford played about 2 games before he was told to F off, yeah? And then we never saw him again. Then you have Shaw, who's still here, getting paid 200 grand. Never available. Anthony Martial was crucified by the fans for being injured, but yet Luke Shaw is just here. And I guess you can argue that nobody wants to buy Luke Shaw. That's why. But still, he should be on that list of players that we want to sell. Mason Mount, another one. There are too many other... Onana, another one. There are other players here who we should actually sell before some of these players. That Højlund, arguably another one. That we're not... Is that what you guys are saying? You guys are funny. I just realized what you guys are saying. Turkish said how Ben Jacobs in that shot, it looks like flipping... It looks like, what's his name? Stacks in Sinners. He's wearing a Stacks from Sinners jacket, that 90s jacket. Or jumper, should I say. The sweater. That's silly. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's a big demand, man, to be demanding that kind of money. You guys are funny, man. Wendell says take 20 million for Rashford. Wendell says take 20. Listen, you know what? I hear you, Wendell. I hear you. Why not? Bulldog. Jacobs looks like a pinata in that cardigan. He does. Pinata. It looks like, have you seen Sinners movie? In the Sinners movie, the spoiler alert, the mid-credit scene, yeah, where Stacks and Mary are still alive. He kind of looks like that jacket that Stacks was wearing a little bit. Not jacket. Well, I think it was jacket or jumper. I don't know. But yeah. Anyway, let's see what else is going on quickly before we go, guys. Let's run through this. Dave. Next one, Dave. My assistant. What are we doing next? Wendell says Shaw is living his best life. I envy him. Getting paid hundreds of thousands for being treated for injuries. Wendell, Shaw makes me viscerally angry. Because I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm somebody, way my brain works, yeah. I spot inconsistencies very easily. I'm a data man. I look at data. I do trading. I do a lot of numbers stuff. So I can see patterns, which sometimes makes me feel like a justice warrior, because I'm always like, if you treating this player who's done this way, and you're treating this player who's done that this way, why are you not? I can see inconsistencies very, very quickly, the way my brain works. And Shaw, the fact that Shaw is treated the way he's treated by the club, he goes under the radar. He's never fit. Shows up once a year for a final. Gets paid 200 grand to literally be injured. No one talks about how he needs to be sold. It vexes me. It vexes me. It does. Oh no. TK says I was going to watch Sinners. Thanks. I didn't give. Oh no, I gave it away still. I was gonna say I didn't give anything away, but maybe I did. Not really. Not really. I don't think I did. It's a flashback. What I said is a flashback anyway. It's not part of the movie. So yeah. My apologies, people, if I spoiled anything for you. Seriously. Um Definitely 20-25 million for Rashford, 5 million for Shaw. Bruv, I'll cancel Shaw's contract and just let him go. Because Shaw's not going to be fit for any other football team. He's not a footballer, Luke Shaw. He's not a footballer anymore. He's not. Like, once you get into sort of like 50, you're only available for 50% of all the games for the last 10. The stat was he was only available for 50% of all the games over the last 10 years. And he played every game for the first 4 years, which means the last 6 years he's been, like, do the maths. The last 6 years he's been non-existent. He's not a footballer. He's not a, like, to be a footballer, you have to play football, people. You actually have to play football. He doesn't play football. He's not a footballer, Luke Shaw. He's not. TK Wiz, here's a dare. You wear a Gunners shirt for a week if United lose on the opening day. The missus wears a United shirt if we win. Walk around town and film it. Then post. It might be the funniest dare if I have to wear her, because she got what's it called? The female version of the shirt, which is obviously with the waist going in, isn't it? Yeah. That is dumb. Imagine if I had, and I'm a big guy. I'm 6'5". Yeah. I'm big. I'm a giant. If I have to wear that, that's gonna be visions, man. That's gonna be a sight to hold of. Like, that's, if some of you, one of you can cop my partner an Ahmad jersey, I'll force her to wear it every weekend, and she'll have to wear it. So otherwise, she's kicked. She kicked to the. You gotta do what you gotta do as a man. You know, you gotta set boundaries. Oh man, Luke Shaw is a Joey Chestnut. Luke Shaw's the mascot now, bro. Like, what the thing is, what did we try to do? Yeah, they tried to make you all warm to the fact that he's back. When Luke Shaw's back in training and stuff, like, look, Luke Shaw's back in training. He's looking slimmer. I'm like, bro, is that what we're doing now? Luke Shaw's back in training. He's looking slimmer. What the hell? I don't care. Like, what are we doing here? But anyway. Nah, British Bulldog's making a point. If you pay me £300,000 a week, I'm not coming in week 2. I won't be seen again. No, I hear you. Pick up your check for the first week. That's it. You're gone after the second week. Never seen again. That 300 grand, yeah, is that 300 grand you get a week, yeah, is more than most people's annual salaries, bro. Just one check, just 1 week, just one training session, one rondo. Do a little rondo, do a little keepy uppy, run around some cones, do your 2 mile run, do your stretches, boom, pick up your 300 grand check, and not be seen again. Then all come back in and say, listen, I'm injured. I can't play for the rest of the season. And just chill out for the whole year. Play your FIFA, play your fantasy Premier League, go at home, stay at home, and then make sure you come back for the final. If you're in the final, then you go knock knock. Hey boss, hey manager. By the way, I'm fit again. That's what Luke Shaw does. That's what he does. Why not? £300, you know. Anyway, let's quickly finish off, guys. Juventus Sancho news. We know about this already, and it's getting closer every day. We hear news that it's getting closer. The deal is edging closer. I feel like this is interesting, though, that this has come out, and I feel like this tweet is interesting. And the reason why it's interesting, because it says they're conducting thorough evaluations of his character before proceeding with the transfer. And if I'm going to be honest, guys, every club does this anyway. Before you sign a player, you do your due diligence. You find out about their character, find out about what they're like, their temperament, all these. You ask questions, right? So every club kind of does this anyway. I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard someone tweet it officially that the club is finalizing the deal and now they're just conducting a thorough evaluation of someone's character. Like it happens as part of the process. It's never like tweeted out that they're doing it. And the only reason why I feel like they're doing this is because of the stigma around Jadon. And you know me, Jadon has to go, he has to leave, all of these things. But I'm always gonna have time for Jadon because one, Jadon's from my ends. Jadon's from South London, where I'm from. He lives near where I used to live. Yeah. He is from my kind of culture. He is what I say, I call him Mandem. Yeah. I didn't hate Jadon when he stuck up for himself against Ten Hag. I dislike his tweets about freedom and stuff. That's ill-advised. I didn't like that. I don't fully appreciate how he was treated. I don't think he got his 2 years and he didn't set the world alight. I get that. But I also think he was misprofiled. He's not a speed demon. His main thing, Jadon, is his lack of athleticism. He can't kick the ball and run past a man. He doesn't do that. And he can't just hench out a man. He's not physical and he's not athletic. That's his main issue in the Premier League. And I've said this many times, you can have a good career without being in the Premier League. Being physical and powerful isn't the be all and end all, because there's many teams who have players like Barcelona, many players that aren't physical, but they do well. Like PSV. Vitinha came here, played for Wolves, and we all said he was crap. And he got henched out. The league was too physical for him. Went to PSG, balling. So we need to get out of our heads, that the Premier League is a be-all and end-all of all leagues, especially when Real Madrid win the Champions League every year, and France and Italy win the World Cup and win the Euros all the time. But yet we still think the Premier League is. If you don't work well in the Premier League, you're not a good footballer. No, that's never been the case. It's never been the case. That is some supremacy business. Yes, we watch the Premier League and we love it, but we also need to understand there's different ways of playing football. So, Sancho, good luck. Please keep your head down, my G. Yeah. No more bad news. When you get this deal, restart your career. There's a lot of people who can still see how talented you are. You did all right at Chelsea. You did all right at Dortmund. Didn't hit the ground running at Man United, unfortunately. But guess what? The last time Jadon Sancho played for Manchester United, we finished third. I'm going to repeat one more time. The last time Jadon Sancho played for Manchester United, we finished third. This all 15th place finish and all this crap that's been going on without Jadon in the team. Somehow, the Man United 15th, the stench that's been going on at Man United, the last 2 seasons, he has not played for us. We've stuck it on him. And now just seeing his face, people get a visceral, angry reaction. The media has somehow done this. Yes, Jadon has a part to play in it. He's not innocent. But all in all, go and get your move, Jadon. Lower your flipping fee. Start balling out, because some people are just waiting for you to ball out. Do what we think you can do. And if you don't, cool. But if you do, cool. That's all I have to say about that. That is it. TK, Sancho looked to Rashford for mentorship. Yeah, Sancho came into Man United at the wrong time where, like TK said, Rashfords and certain people where you didn't have the proper leaders. You didn't have serious people. And I reckon if he came into a Man United team that had Keane and certain people, the outcome might be different for him. Who knows? Anyway, that's Jadon. Let me quickly see if there's anything else to report before we... Yeah, okay. Let's end with this. As I've said, and I knew it was going to happen, Tottenham have finalised their deal for Kudus. This is a good signing, people. I know Kudus never had the best season with West Ham, but he's a good player. He's better than Johnson. Son is on the decline. They need players, and I think Kudus is a really, really good signing. Be careful about Tottenham. Tottenham could start doing some stuff. I said this before. All these clubs, yeah, that we were laughing at, that were moving slowly, things are starting to happen for them, and things are picking up. And this deal is for £55 million from West Ham. So good luck to Kudus. Good luck to Tottenham. They're making moves. I think this is a good signing for them. He's definitely more physical than Johnson. He's better than Johnson. So yeah, this is a good signing for Tottenham. I've got nothing else to say about this. Well done. And that's it, people. And let's end with this training vid. Zaxi. It's good to see. Let's just end with some positivity. Seeing some of the guys back training. Look at Cunha in that purple. Zaxi. Nice. Look at Mason Mount. Mason Mount. Look at flipping Zaxi. Nice finish. Yeah, but it's just training. This is not the full. Nobody else is wearing any numbers in training. No, they're not. Look, you can see. Oh, the front. Oh, shame. All right. Well, Rashford is not part of the first team training anyway. So Marcus Rashford has to train with no shirt because apparently everyone. I never knew the number. Your kit number is on the front of your training shirt as well. So Cunha is wearing the 10 on his training shirt, which means when Rashford's training, he just has to train without a shirt. Oh, man, this is silly. Like, I never knew they had their kit numbers on their training shirt. It's just a training shirt. Man, these guys, I don't know. Anyway, we're back, people. We're back in training. We're back training for the 3-5 or 3-4-2-1 formation. We're back training with the manager. Yeah, we're going to finish in the top 4, guys. Yes, come on, we can do it. Look at the video of us training. Yeah, everyone's scared of us now. We're back, people. We're back. Nah, man. You know the ones where I couldn't even do it any longer, man. I don't even believe in the crap I was saying, man. You think we'll finish top 8? All right. British Bulldog says that 55 million for Kudus makes Mbeumo look cheap. Edibles up front makes. I already saw Onana on his knees crawling back to get ball out of the net. Oh man. The thing is, yeah, I've slightly defended Onana a few times, yeah, but I just have a feeling that he's just gonna make me eat my words. I keep saying that as long as we get goals up front, we can do with Onana for one more season before we go and spend some, because we're not going to have enough cash. Yeah, I'd rather us save the money and spend £30 million on a serious goalkeeper rather than try to rush some nonsense goalkeeper in and he's not, like, do you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, I don't know, man. And the only reason why I said that is because if we score enough goals, it might not matter. But then the more I think about it and the more I listen to you guys in the chat, I'm like, nah, oh no. Oh no. The problem with Onana as well, yeah, is the also the media. Like, there's some times where I see you concede a goal, yeah, and people blame him, and I'm like, bro, he's not supposed to save those. Once you get into your head, yeah, the goalkeeper's rubbish, you start blaming him, yeah, for every goal he concedes. You start questioning it. You be like, could he have saved that? Could he have dived a bit quicker? You start over analyzing everything he does, and that's never a good thing. It's never a good thing for a goalkeeper. It means the goalkeeper's done at the club. And I think Onana's done at the club. He's done. But I'm just thinking about priority of signings. I try to convince myself that he's at the 4th priority. But every now and again, I'm like, do you know what? No, we need to get rid of this guy now. Now. When rival teams are cheering this training video, it's not looking good. Kevin Donovan, next year maybe. Next year we'll have an update. Kevin, all that's happening is that these journalists are more or less rehashing the same kind of tweets that they were doing last week. Don't forget, Kevin, we were told by every flipping journalist under the sun that there was going to be medicals last week. We were told the week before that the medical was scheduled last week. We didn't get no medical. We didn't get no. Here we go. These guys don't. Some of these guys don't know shit, bro. Like, the only real news that's happened is that Brentford have briefed journalists, Sky Sports journalists, to put it out there that if Wisa is sold before Mbeumo, then the Mbeumo deal gets harder. I.e., if we sell Wisa before you guys come in properly and give us a deal for Mbeumo, we might make it even more difficult for you and increase the fee that we want. That's the only news. The only news that's out there is Brentford briefing journalists to scare Man United into working and moving quicker. That's the only news. That's the only real update that's out there. And that's how I've interpreted that tweet and that message. You got to read between the lines. You guys might interpret it completely different to how I interpret it, but that's what I see when I read that. Anyway, but people, British Bulldog, yeah, when somebody, yeah, who you don't like, yeah, smiles, yeah, I get it. It can be frustrating. When you're up, yeah, it's smiling in your face. And you're trying to like defeat your op, and he's just there, just smiling while you're trying to defeat him. It will drive you crazy. Yeah. Plus Onana, I've said this many times about Onana. His confidence, I think his confidence is a mask. I think he's got, what's that thing called when you I think he's got imposter syndrome. I think he's like, I can't believe I'm here at Man United. And I feel like all the talk at the beginning, like, I take responsibility and all these sort of things that he was saying that you guys all loved. We all loved how big he spoke, yeah? We all loved his smile at the start, how big he spoke, how confident he was. We all loved it. 2 years later, that same person hasn't really changed that much, but because he's not playing well, that same smile and that same sort of confidence that we loved, that's now become his Achilles heel. It's now become something we do not enjoy experiencing. And yeah, the psychology behind that, I mean, we can speak all day about the psychology behind that sort of juxtaposition. But that's what it is. That's life, man. Last offer for Mbeumo, swap Sancho, Rashford and Onana. That wouldn't be enough. That wouldn't be enough. Anyway, people, that's it. Once again, I didn't really have a lot of breaking news. Not a lot has happened today, but still enough for us to have a little conversation about. It's been a good show. As always, you guys in the chat. Thing is, yeah, you guys in the chat make me want to come back all the time. Because it's proper vibing now. Like a proper vibe with all of you guys. What the hell's going on? Sorry, guys. I'm just stopped in my tracks. Is this real?
Someone's worked out how much it is. This is what we pay a month just to watch football in the UK.
Hold on a second, people. What? All right, so this might not mean anything to people who live outside the UK, but our parliament unanimously almost have voted no to allowing 10 Premier League games to be showing live for free. And I remember growing up in this country, ITV, was it ITV? Had Premier League games, or at least highlights, but they definitely had some Premier League games. These guys voted against 10 out of 380. 380 games will be broadcasted, and all we want is 10 to be shown on free TV. And these guys said, no, we're not showing. We will not do that. I don't know, people. This is crazy. And look how much we pay a month just to watch some games. And if your team plays at 3 p.m., you can't watch them live unless you're doing some, unless you're doing what I do and other people do, and watch it somehow, some other way, which I can't say on YouTube because I'll get in trouble. But yeah, crazy. Anyway, guys, we have to go now. It's been lovely. Great show. Decent chat as always. Big up yourselves. TK, British Bulldog, Celtistic, Mark, Gemini. Thank you, man. Wendell set the tone and diverted the whole show. Diverted the whole show. But that's what happens, man. Like, if I've got something to talk about and you guys want to talk about something else, then we'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. That's just how it is, man. That's how it is. Thea, all you guys, man. Turkish, big up yourselves. Have a good Wednesday. It's hump day, middle of the week, which means we're almost at the weekend, people. So our game against Leeds is in a few weeks now, isn't it? Yeah, and we go on the American tour on the 22nd of July or something like that. Time is moving, people. Time is moving. But yeah, big up yourselves, man. Like I said, the chat is making these shows go quickly. Like, I come on here and I want to have a half an hour, 40-minute show. Then I look down on the time and I see a 1 hour and a half. And I'm like, rah. That's not me. It's you lot. It's you guys. But that's a good thing. It's a good thing, man. So yeah, it's popping. It's moving. It's growing. At the start of this week, I had 300 subscribers and I've got 28 in like 3 or 4 days. So it's moving slowly, but we're here, bruv. We're here and we're live. And we ain't going to run away or hide away from no news. What are you putting up there?
Just that Dallow's changing his shirt number.
All right, Dallow's changing his shirt number and he's going to wear the number 2. I said many times that Dallow shouldn't be a wing back. Listen, when Dallow came in as a right back, a lot of us said he's not that good defensively and maybe we should play him further forward. Now seeing Dallow play as a wing back, I'm like, I think under this system, Dallow might look okay as a right centre back. Listen, I'm going to end with that. I'm going to end with Dallow might look all right as a right centre back in this system. And I'm going to let you guys think about that. I don't know. There you go. Time flies when you're having fun, TK. Big up yourselves, guys. It's been lovely. Big up yourselves. Have a good day. Have a good rest of your week. If you don't see me, smash a like. Share the video with someone else who you know would appreciate this kind of content, this sort of environment, this sort of community, Manchester United fans. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.